Morning, everyone. Morning. It's just a bonus ride to work with me video. First of all, thank you for all of your collective concerns and prayers. Because, baby, I don't think I prayed like that in a long time. I swear for goodness. Whew. So, where I live, there was no major damage that I noticed. The last thing I showed y'all was the lake that was across the street from my home. And I was like, it got about a good 5 feet before it fills up to the top and, breaches the top, breaches people's property. And we were expecting like 2 more feet of rain at that time. Yeah, it came all the way up. It didn't come up to the streets, but it did cover like the walking trail that goes around the lake. It did get in people's backyards, and as of right now, what I'm looking at is back to normal that I just rode past. Let's see, this creek right here on this bridge that I used to walk over, I didn't even know was a creek. That's how low it was always. That's where I saw that boar. Remember I said I saw a boar run through here? No, that's still like a river right now. That's still like a river. But my particular neighborhood itself was spared from the bad effects of the storm. We didn't get power loss. Not a lot of flooding that I'm noticing. 10 minutes down the road where I used to live, flooded. This highway that I'm about to get on, flooded. Down that road, flooded. I think that's still kind of flooded. Now people going down in there. So, there was some flooding around me, just not my particular neighborhood. On my way to work yesterday, the way I normally go, I looked at the map before I left to see if there's any road that was closed, and majority of the roads that was closed was like the route that I take to get to my clients. So majority of those, so I was like, okay, I should be able to get to work. I did notice on the map there was some like slow traffic going in part of this street. And I got up there and it was flooded. So I did drive through some flood waters. They did not breach the car. And I stayed like alongside the shoulder because I drive that route a lot, so I know at least the depth visually. But yeah, so I didn't get a lot of photos because y'all know I'm not good at chasing tragedy. But there was this one house that I drove past yesterday. Had these super enormous trees, right? Old trees. Every last one of them was pulled up from the roots. And one of the big trees was laying on the homeowner's house. I did get a small video clip of that. I'm going to try to piece together pictures and stuff that I've seen and just put it into like a video. Universal, underwater. It had at least a good 5 or 6 feet of water. It's covering up to the cars, and it was touching the bottom of the amusement things. I want to say that was is they got a big merry-go-round out there? The water was coming up to the bottom of it. Downtown Orlando, flooded. A lot of the more rural areas, more suburbanized areas. I think I live in the suburbs. The more suburbanized areas, more up north of Orlando, flooded. One of my clients told me he owns a dive business. He told me that his dive business is located out in Apopka. 2 of the boats sank in the lake. And I be joking with Keena all the time, like, well, we need to get a boat because if it didn't go down, we need to be able to get out here. Baby, these people in these boats, it was not looking good for them. Not looking good for them. One guy, I guess, decided to stay on his boat. He figured he could ride it or what have you. Or he was trying to leave in the boat. I'm not sure exactly what he was trying to do. He ended up in a mangrove, and they had to rescue him out the daggone mangrove. The video of, have y'all seen on Twitter, there was down in Naples area, Fort Myers area, there was video footage of a shark in the water, and people were saying it was fake. That was a legit video. It was not manufactured. The man swimming in his house in the dirty sewer water, looking water, that was a legit video. The video of the water rushing up the hotel steps, the journalist who was there to report on the storm, that was her video. That was a legit video. There was another one with a house that was being rushed in with water. Legit video. I don't know why people like saying the people making up these videos. Why would you? Anywho, there was a lot of dumb TikTokers that was out here doing silly videos, in my opinion. Maybe 20 years down the line, I might think it's funny. I don't know. But one girl was standing out in the middle of the damn storm, holding on to 2 trees, singing Michael Jackson, What About Us? Or lip singing Michael Jackson, What About, while the wind and this shit was blowing her ass. What if they would have gust would have caught your ass and continuously blew you from those trees? Look here. I was taking a chance just going out to walk the fucking dog. Y'all heard how the wind gusted. My video was, our shit was mild when I went out. When it started really getting heavy, no ma'am. I put down them doggy pads in the crib. That was it. He go poop in here. I'm not going back out there. That's how I was feeling. I didn't even know it was a lake here. I don't even think there was a lake here, but it is a lake there now. Or pond or whatever. This part of the highway they was building. So they was building new flood walls and things like that. It's still water been made on this side of the flood walls. There's flooding over there. I gotta go a different way to work today, I think, because I don't know if they got that, if that flooding went down in the part of the town that I drove through yesterday. But there's 2 big ass trees where I'm at that's down, covering the entire road. Maybe they got one up today. I don't know. I don't know how they would have got a little bit fast. But like right here, we're going to get on this turnpike. All this was flooded the other day. So, what else? So I was reporting to you guys, to my viewers who was on the East Coast, and I was saying how the storm was crossing over the state of Florida, hitting by Jacksonville and going up like South Carolina, North Carolina, and Georgia, and y'all were saying that a lot of you hadn't heard that it was supposed to impact y'all areas. As of this morning, from what I've seen, it's all the way up to the southern part of Virginia, stretching into West Virginia. Come on, go. South Carolina, as far as I know, got hit the greatest. By the time it dropped over there, I believe it was downgraded to a tropical storm. So they call it post-storm Ian now. But it still was enough. Like, it said Category 1. That's what supposedly was supposed to come through my neighborhood, was Category 1. By the time it got to us, it had downgraded to a depression. So they got hit with the Category 1, South Carolina. There was this news reporter that was standing on the pier, Pauley Pier, P&D. Myrtle Beach has 4 piers. I don't think they have any now. They had at least 4 piers. They may have more, but 4 of them gone. That's how bad it hit South Carolina and Myrtle Beach area, north of Myrtle Beach. Just this pier is floating out to the damn sea. I think they had to repair this pier twice before. I think that's Pauley's. P-A-W-L-E-Y-S. I think that's Pauley's pier. They had to repair twice already due to previous hurricanes in the last 56 years. Out to sea, maybe. That pier is washed away. There's at least 4 piers in Myrtle Beach, from South Myrtle Beach to North Myrtle Beach, that was washed away. I don't think people on the East Coast, like I said, was really expecting it to hit like it did. Like I said, because people in my comment section was like, didn't know it was happening. As of 2 a.m. this morning, the winds are still gusting. They claiming it to be post-hurricane at this time, but the winds are still gusting, and it's connecting with those mountain ranges that's there, and it's bringing snow and sleet into the area. Now, if you were impacted by the tornadoes as well, tornadoes can carry snow and hail and all that stuff as well. So people are like, I don't know how the hell you getting snow and sleet. It's because of those mountain ranges and that air from that water hitting that cool temperatures. It may still be summertime moving into early fall right now, feeling as far as the weather down here where we at. But up in those mountain ranges, it's cold. And when that cold, and trust me, that hurricane water was cold as fuck. It's not warm water. That water, so that cold water hitting the cold mountain air, it's creating snow and sleet and shit like that, y'all. I know Phone Jones is on the East Coast. She's like East Coast of Florida. Sad Scales, Random TV Reviews. I know they're in the Virginia area. I'm not sure how much it affected the Georgia area. It's Honey, Beautiful Soul. Damn, that wasn't that bad yesterday. Oh shit! All them trucks. These are semi trucks. Y'all can't see it. Semi trucks, dog. It got like, you can see the tops of the semi trucks. Wow. So far, in Florida, they have reported 23 deaths. Of course, they're expecting to find more. Almost 300 people have been rescued. They said along with 83 pets have been rescued. You've seen out there on Twitter or Instagram or stuff like that. Different people was rescuing animals and stuff like that. It's crazy. And of course you got the people like, why they stay? I was one of the people, why y'all stay in some shit like that? Evacuate. Being here at this particular state and time, I realize why evacuation is not the easiest thing for everybody to do. That's an easy thing for us to say on the outside looking in. Because like, again, I don't live in an evacuation zone. So according to, and for me to have evacuated, I would have had to leave 2 days before the storm even hit. And 2 days before the storm even hit, they wasn't expecting it to hit on this side. It was still supposed to hit in southern Florida only. You know what I'm saying? So you wouldn't saying go ahead evacuate. I'm learning that ain't something. And then some of these are old people. Like there's a board on Facebook, a Hurricane Ian board, and a lot of them are like, I'm old, I'm 70, I'm by myself. Florida's the state of retirement. Where they gonna come? Who gonna come for them? Of course, gas prices, thank God, did not price gouge. They didn't get price gouge this time around, but they did. They was running out like a motherfucker. Like for my job, I told you I got the government vehicle now. I used to put gas in my vehicle every Wednesdays and Saturdays, and they said no, they want us to fill up every day. Well, they couldn't fill up every day because gas stations was either closed or running out of gas. On Thursday, gas station was closed. I found out some people went to work because they didn't give us. Remember, I did my little video, and after I got off the video, they texted and said they canceled work today. That was at 7:48 a.m., y'all. I'm supposed to be at work at 8. I was still in my home. There's a few of us that were still in bed for my job. But some people who are dedicated as they can be went to work. One of the supervisors had to go in at 5. And he was like asking the head honcho, you sure? He said his wife was pissed the fuck off that he had to go out in that shit. I wouldn't have went. I would not have went. It just wasn't something that was in my not something that I could do. It wasn't in my spirit. Don't put it on me to do. Hell, I was nervous as hell at home. We had one girl quit, y'all. I heard she went in on Wednesday and walked the fuck out. Apparently she's saying that she don't believe that the job we work at give a fuck about us. his people, our safety, and she don't agree with their regulations. And this is not the place for her to be anymore. I know she'd been with our company, our organization, at least 7 years, I thought. At least. She was like, and she just transferred her from Seattle, I want to say 2 years ago. She's like, fuck that. Fuck them and feed them grits. I wasn't going. They was going to have to write me up, y'all. If it came down to it. Oh, shit. I just said I got to go a different way today. Going a different way. Only reason why I'm not thinking about going a different way because I know what the other way looks like. I don't know what this new way looks like. It's a possibility that could be worse because that's over by Universal, and I know Universal is. I'm going to where I went yesterday. And we just gonna have hope and prayer that it's not as bad as. Yesterday wasn't as bad. I hope it didn't get worse. Because, people still here dealing with the after effects. There's this place, a hospital that was right there by the Fort Myers area in Florida. And they are saying, because they are without power, so they can't sanitize their tools, oxygen things. They having all kind of issues. I'm not sure if the nurses, if there were still nurses that stayed behind because somebody got to take care of the patients, right? Patients they couldn't transport, patients they couldn't evacuate. They said that the nurses and the patients are down there shitting in Ziploc bags, dog, and putting them in the biohazard waste. All the tolls are, I saw that before, all the tolls have been suspended by the government. But I know the toll camera still been snapping pictures. Interesting. So, I don't know. I said I was going to give video for y'all. I don't think it's going to happen. Because I'm not going to drive out to the areas that are most affected. I don't want to see, like, this water here that ain't usually there, is already like, I know I have a cousin. Well, she's actually not my cousin, but still she's my cousin. We found each other on Ancestry DNA. We thought we were related. She's not related to me. She's related to somebody that I'm related to. She's a cousin of a cousin that I found. Put it like that. We're on different sides of her cousinships. Anyway, she lives here in Orlando. And she's been without power since, I think their power went out Wednesday. They've been without power since Wednesday. She hasn't said anything about no, she's not, her streets are not flooded. I know her streets are not flooded because she posted up that she was at a Starbucks yesterday charging up all her devices. So I know her streets are, so she was able to at least get out of her house. But man, just look at the photos. Like, I'm stringing together some photos that I've seen, maybe the videos that I've seen, and just put it up on my page or something like that, so y'all could see it from both coasts. Because, oh my God, it's that's South Carolina. South Carolina and the Fort Myers area, the Myrtle Beach area and the Fort Myers area look the same to me. You got boats just all smashed into one another. You see the water just rushing in on the streets from the ocean. Like I said, I know a mess, child. So, in Fort Myers got hit with they said category 4. They said it was 2 miles or 2 mile per hour lower than it needed to be a category 5. That's a category 5 to me. That's like saying 4.9. They're saying it was just 4.9, so it wasn't a category 5. No, that's a 5 or 4.8 or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's a 5. And South Carolina got hit with a 1, but the devastation looks the same. That's crazy as shit. The devastation looks the same. And it looks like wherever, I do not know where New England is at, y'all. Every time I hear New England, I'll be thinking, like, that must be Boston or something like that. Okay, they said this morning that what I was reading, that the effects of the wind from the hurricane will be felt all the way up to New England. Places they didn't even expect to be hit or touched are going to feel the effects of this doggone hurricane. Fucking crazy, yo. Fucking crazy. Alright. Oh, it's right. His gate's down. I'm going to get off here and I'm going to see if I can get more photos that I could take. I think on my way to work here, you can see a lot more of the trees down and things like that. I don't know. Because I got to be mindful of me driving at the same time. You know what I mean? Alright. I will talk to y'all later.